Ooh, check, check, check. Check, check, check. What is up? Watching the call-ups here. Looks like this race is about to get going a little bit behind schedule, but Spencer Movenzadah from Butcher Box, he is really close to third overall in the series. So I had thought his goal might have been the best young rider competition, which he is second in right now, but he is just off the podium. This is okay. This is why I wanted to see the call ups on the stream. Ama Insec appears to be the only Legion rider they've sent today, and Ama is kind of a development rider. So, good news, bad news. The good news is this is going to be a crazy race. We got a crazy course, we've got a super strong field, and we have no one from Legion to control it. So the rest of these guys, Michael Hernandez included, he is winning the best young riders competition. All these guys, all the teams that have not gotten a win this season are going to be smelling blood in the water, looking for some redemption, especially this guy right here, Thomas Gibbons, overall leader right now. But I know that he, a friend of mine has been working with Automatic some this season. So I've got a little bit of an inside line to that team. I know that he wants a win. He is winning the overall. He's almost 200 points up in the overall. So I think he has that locked up for the season as long as he finishes today. He's going to probably lock that up. But he wants a win. He wants to win a field sprint this season. This is not a great course for a field sprint, but his team has a really good solid squad for this one. Here we go. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Got to get out of the way there, my man. Oh no, okay, we're just scooting up to the line. This is the race before the race, though. They do the call ups, everybody rolls up, and then you actually roll to the line. And like zipping your wheel into in the right little space here when you're all cramming into this spot. Getting to the line is the race before the race, and I have seen people, if not lose the race, ruin their race by losing the race before the race. Sometimes I see a few people popping in to the live stream here. What's up, y'all? This is the USA Crits finale live watch about to get going. Few interesting storylines here. I've been looking through some of the, let's see it here, the points structure and stuff for USA Crits. So here we go. So here's the point structure. This is all interesting to know, but basically there's 200 points for first on the line. Also the sprint points. Those are there's a point sprint. What's up, Rob? Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. There is a point sprint 5 laps in. There's a point sprint directly in the middle, and there is a point sprint at the very end. So I think we're going to see Spencer Movenzadah definitely going for those. I think we might even see the Nashville local rider who is in 4th overall in the best young riders. Oh, we got a Butcher Box rider with a mechanical problem potentially there. Oliver Flott with a mechanical problem. Been riding really good. So I've had some people in my comments on my analysis saying like you got to talk about somebody other than Best Buddies and Legion. Like it's not just the Best Buddies and Legion show this year, and it is not. All credit to all the other teams. It's been a really good season, really fun to watch. But no one has won a USA Crits race this season other than Best Buddies and Legion. So I know that a lot of these other teams, and someone from Butcher Box, I think, has been in my comments kind of saying like you got to give Butcher Box more credit. So I think they're really looking for a win here. And this is maybe a good chance for them. This is a sort of non-traditional course. You see them going under. You got this crazy shape to this course. They're going down. There's a little kicker here before this next right-hander. This is a course where a break can go away. One of the DNA riders won the women's race solo for 12 laps, which I think that's the only time this year a breakaway has stuck. A solo rider breakaway has stuck for that long, and I think that's due partially to the super technical nature of this course. And you can see how narrow it is right there. This camera shot. It's not a course where there's a huge advantage to the peloton. I think we're going to see some super aggressive racing. I don't know why we're looking at the schedule right now. There we go. Somebody was trying to put up another graphic. One of the good guys looking to get some lap leader points. Haven't seen much from them this season. So this race, last one of the season, Legion has only sent their yeah, I do want to become famous. Thank you, Twitchbot. Speaking of which, I will, to respond to the Twitchbot comment we got here. I'm 2 away from 200 followers on Twitch. I earlier today was 1 away from 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So let's get over those benchmarks today. Let's get over 200 on Twitch. Let's get over 2,000 on YouTube. Seeing 1999 is very annoying. But yeah, we saw that good guys rider jumping up the field, jumping up off the front early there. I think we're gonna see a lot of that. So this race is it's kind of the last chance saloon. This is the like the position that the Vuelta España sort of occupies in Grand Tour racing. That last chance saloon, like you didn't get a win. You didn't get a win at the Tour. You're going to go to that last Grand Tour of the season and start throwing some Hail Marys. And that's sort of what this is. I think we're going to see, because we don't have Legion here. So Best Buddies does have a strong squad. They got Ben Wolf, Travis McCabe. They've got Hernandez sitting third right there. So Best Buddies is going to have to fill that Legion role. They're going to have to be the ones setting pace, I think. And if they don't either start riding and setting pace or sending people up the road, which I don't think they're going to do. I think they probably want to sprint here. I think we're going to see some other teams, especially teams like Good Guys that we haven't really seen at the front. I think we're going to see some of them really dropping some bombs and going for some crazy stuff here. Looking through the points. Oh, they have added some graphics here. This is good stuff. Top 20 after the last lap. Yeah, these camera angles are kind of crazy. So, some news. I think this confirms my like Legion USA crits beef theory to some degree, that they have only sent Ama Insec, and Ama is kind of their what's up? Welcome Ted. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. I think the fact that Legion has only sent their Ama Insec, who is their development rider here, kind of confirms that they're maybe, a little bit at odds with USA Crits series organization and stuff. They are putting on a crit in October that has a massive payout. I think it's sort of a replacement for the San Rafael Twilight crit that normally happens, that did not happen this year. So I don't know if they're going to look to like become their own promoters or something, win their own race with their own prize money. But Spencer Movenzadah up there early today right now. Sorry, switching to looking at what's going on. That's Spencer Movenzadah in the red long sleeve skin suit from Butcher Box. I believe that is Connor Mullerby from Cliff Bar sitting behind him, or in front of him, third wheel there. And already Best Buddies is looking a little thin on the front. I don't see the lap leader, Danny Summerhill here, and I don't see him on the start list. So, oh, what's up? What's up, Saeed? Why did I ride Walker's Gap so hard today? Because last time we rode Walker's Gap, I was chasing Martin, and I got into, that's Martin from Birmingham. I got into the top 10 on Strava, so like sort of on accident. Walker's Gap is a big climb in Alabama. 10-minute climb, 7% about. So today, me and teammate Zach, who has been on this channel a ton, me and Zach went and did 80 something miles, hit Walker's Gap, and think we both felt like we could shave some time off, so we went full stick. Ah, okay. Interesting. So that's sort of what that that's crazy, the cities thing, because Durant, this is like the third lap. These are kind of long laps for a USA Crits race though. I believe we're on 3 right now. I would love if they would put a ticker on these that's just like laps to go or how many laps they're on. That would help me keep track of. We're gonna have an early race point sprint coming up pretty soon for the fifth lap. There's gonna be a point sprint. So fifth lap, directly in the middle of the race. Which this one is an hour and 15 minutes, and then there's one with 5 to go. So let's see. Looking at the chat, looking back, Legion creating a competing series. So that would be an interesting development. That is kind of what USA Crits is trying to do with this series, though. I mean, have these regional teams like they are, like Nashville Local is obviously from Nashville. Good Guys is kind of the New York team. They're not all geographically based like that, but they're trying to have teams that have some sort of geographical nature. It would be really hard, especially if the teams are going to be limited to like some sort of geographic area for that Legion season, for that Legion uh like series that they're trying to create. It'd be really hard to create a team that would compete with Legion, and then it's like, is Legion gonna let Freddie Ovett ride? Are they gonna let Eddie Ferreira ride? Both guys from other countries that are on Legion. I don't know. That would be interesting to see. Okay, we got cool. They're telling me point supreme, so we must be on lap 5 here. I think we're gonna see Movenzadah. Yeah, this is Spencer Movenzadah from Butcher Box looking for these preem points, and we got Connor Mullerby. So talk a little bit about the race before the race after lap 5. Yeah, I would love to talk about that. I got thoughts on that. Yeah, no, I agree with Scott on that one, Ted. I think we're years from. I mean, if you look at how those regionally based teams have done this season, um, we haven't really seen those regional, the Nashville, the good guys at the front of the race. I will say, I did notice today looking around that looking through the results right now to find it again, actually. One of the Nashville riders is fourth. Whoop. Gibbons got those points. Gibbons and Movenzadah full sprint. Gibbons got it with the bike throw there. He is not playing around with this lead. So those points go 5 or 10 deep. So Connor Sally got points. Spencer Movenzadah got points on that point sprint. Oh, here we go. Sweet. This is awesome. USA Crits, amazing. Good work throwing up what all those points were. Going back to the question, Rob. Let's see. No, they're putting Gibbons ahead in that sprint. At least that's what I'm hearing, is that Gibbons got it by a bike throw. I don't know. We'll see if they put some official results there. Either way, I think it's like 10 and 7. So either Gibbons got 10 and Movenzadah got 7, or Movenzadah got 10. Oh, Connor Sally. Okay, Sally from Butcher Box rather than. I'm. I miss what you said totally. I just assumed that was Movenzadah because he's so high up there. Gotcha, Ted. Legion type team out of Miami. Who would be on that Legion type team out of Miami? This is the thing. I would consider Best Buddies to sort of be the loosely Florida based analog for Legion this year. So I don't know. I'm gonna go back to Rob's question from earlier though, about talking about the race before the race. Is there etiquette? This is something I wish I had captured in my, and y'all forgive me, I still have not edited down my race from Athens Twilight, but I got a really good video from Athens Twilight where I think you can see how the I think you can really feel the speed of it and everything. What would I do? What do I think would change everything next year? I think a couple of these teams are basically going to have to like either combine, like fully combine uh sponsorship, rosters, everything, and make another sort of like Legion level super team, and or everyone is going to have to change their tactics up. I think this year everyone from best buddies to automatic sort of would have been in the conversation in any past year of USA Crits. But Legion, just with their sponsorship model, their level of focus, like the talent they were able to pull because of the money they have, they've really just taken crit racing in America to another level. I also think, I think Project Echelon could potentially challenge them. I mean, Project Echelon did beat them um, at Armed Forces Cycling Classic at the long crit. I also another thing I think that could change it is if these races went to at least an hour and a half, if not 2 hours. Now, like as a someone who commentates on it and like as a fan, I kind of like the shorter races. I love doing the shorter races, but I do think that that Legion strategy, since you're only allowed 6 riders, that would limit their ability to just set pace basically. Yeah, Legion is basically the team Sky for sure. No, I think that's right. One team no one is thinking about to beat Legion next year is Elevate, clearing house and building back with a big budget. Ted, that actually tracks totally with I see Elevate as kind of the Astana of American racing in the sense that they're this like dark horse. All right, I got to move my chat window because I'm blocking these top 20 Ben Wolf, Mullerby. Trying to see if I see any just like out. Daniel Swan from Automatic out of New Orleans is up there in 18th. I do think Automatic has really sent their A squad, and all of their guys have stepped up this season a lot. And I think that they are. I think they're going to be going for it. I think they're going to be trying to keep this race together for Tom, and I think Tom wants to sprint at the end. And despite being a bigger guy and this being a course that has a lot of undulation, Tom has done well here in the past. I'm going to get back to Rob's question, though, the race before the race in Athens. So I think there's probably not as much etiquette in the race before the race. And what I'm talking about there is the process of lining up. And it's sort of 2 processes. If they're doing call ups, you sort of line up once, they call up guys, everyone rolls up to those guys. And sometimes then there's a second sort of like push to the line. And a lot of times in amateur races, in the level down where I'm racing, they're actually not doing any call ups in the Cat 1 race when I'm not combined. So the level I'm at is like most races I am racing these guys. But USA Crits divides out the D1 teams. So there's a Pro 1-2 race and then a D1 race. So races where I'm combined in with these guys, I am they are doing call ups, and then that's how it goes. A lot of my races, especially when I go do the USA Crits Pro 1-2 race that is D1 separate, it's there are no call ups, and it is truly the Wild West. Like at Athens Twilight, this is the story I was trying to get to. So last time I did Athens Twilight, everyone is sort of milling around waiting for the course to open up to get on course, especially for the amateur finals, which is it's a big race. It's always a big race because of how you qualify for that, which is complicated and I won't get into. It's a lot of people though, and there's a big difference in abilities there. So if you get caught behind the wrong guy, that can be your day is over. Last time I did it, like as soon as the course was open before the amateur finals, it was a free for all. I mean, like Rob, there were people like picking their bike up, putting it over the barricades, like vaulting over. I think a coach like cut the zip ties and opened, and the team got out there. And I don't know what this team was, but there was a junior development team sponsored by Mozzie. I think this was like 2016 or 17. And I don't know how they did it, but they all got on the front row. It was like they came from like in front of the line, came back toward it, and then backed in basically. Um, so this is so they're all lined up this junior team, and I remember I'm looking at their jerseys like, who is this? They're sponsored by Mozzie Junior Development. I don't know. I'm trying to see like who should I be looking at. And this dude comes out from the side. I've told this story a couple of times, but this dude comes out from the side, like a guy plain clothes, walks out in front like he's an official, but then he just goes down the row, pulling out of the bag and handing each of these junior riders a 8-ounce Red Bull, like the little ones. And I'm like, what is going on? Is this like a sponsorship thing, or like should I? Does this make sense? What is happening? He hands each of these kids a Red Bull. They're all like 16, 18, like kids. Yeah, I'm 32, so these look like kids to me. But that they all pop these 8-ounce Red Bulls and just chug them while the guy just stands there with his hands on his hips, um, watching him. And I'm like, this race is about to be bonkers. And it was. And that guy is, if you know Butcher Box and the American Crits YouTube documentary series or whatever, that guy was Steve Cullen, who was like a co-founder of Butcher Box. So I remember thinking like, who is this lunatic giving these kids Red Bull? And then I see him in American Crit. He's a spirited character, to say the least, if you've seen that documentary. So with that in mind, I get to Athens Twilight this year, and I'm milling around. There's an official rider staging area. I'm in rider staging. I've got my cooler over there. I'm ready to drop my eye sock in, whatever. I'm in rider staging. They haven't called us out of staging yet, and people start going through the crosswalk and then backwards into the starting grid and sort of lining up. And so I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lose if they're lining up. I'm not gonna lose this race right now by not lining up. What I want is for someone to tell them, "Ooh, Nashville local rider going." I told you tonight we're gonna see these moves. We're gonna see your Nashville locals, your Guten plans, your good guys, like the teams I have not really talked about. They're just gonna be last chance saloon, chunking Hail Marys. I wonder if this is one of the guys that I race with. Um, anyway, so people are lining up at Twilight. I'm in the actual starting area where we're supposed to be, and they're on the mic saying like, "Hey, you guys, we're not staging yet. You guys go back to staging. We're not doing call ups. You're not lining up yet." But they're just standing up there. And at a certain point, I said to everyone around us, me in staging, I was like, I am not getting a fifth row start because they won't force these guys to just get off the line. So I'm going to go up there if they don't make them in 1 minute. So I just like waited a minute, and they didn't do anything. So I just rolled up to the line and I started second row. And that was key to my whole race in Athens Twilight. So like, I wish that was policed better, but it is often the Wild West, especially for amateur races. All right, now we got to figure out who this rider is off the front here. The Nashville local rider. We've got a significant, what I'm going to call a significant move. I like to see the aggressive racing. Ooh, D1 kit podium. That's a good question. They're brought back already before I could look it up. Ooh, no, maybe not. Maybe that's a move. Maybe that's we got a CS Velo rider on the front there. Might let that go away. This is a course where a group of 6, 7, 8 could get away and could do it. And this is a strong move. Jer- that's Jeremiah Stoller on the front for Nashville local. I believe he is in fourth. Nope. I gotta find the best young riders competition results and look at, let's see, young rider. Yeah, okay. Jeremiah Stoller, the guy who's on the front there for Nashville local, is in fourth on the. I'll show you guys. Why am I not showing you? Yeah, I think if Best Buddies wants a field sprint, they will probably. I think they'll probably try and do what Legion tried to do at Athens here, and just put people in groups and let them sit on. So this is the best young rider. So that's Jeremiah Stoller is fourth in the fourth in the best young rider, followed by Lance Abshire there. And best young rider here is under 25 rather than under 23. But Stoller is only, so he's at 1,000 points. Dalton Collins from Automatic is at 1,019. So every every individual lap that you lead is worth 1 point. So yeah, hey, no problem, Kyle. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Here's the thing: I'm gonna watch these anyway, and I want to talk about them. So, unless my teammates want to come over and sit in the pain cave with me, this is super fun to sit here and talk about these. All right, Saeed, I'm gonna get back to my Here's Frankie. What's up, Frankie? I'm gonna get back to my kit podium. So, ooh, okay, best kit in USA crits. That's a tough one. Maybe CS Velo. I like the pink. Um, you know what though? Like purely kit, I can't front on best buddies. I love a simple kit and the simple just I mean not best buddies, sorry, good guys. Just the solid black with the white good guys. Like here's the thing about solid black bike stuff. It always looks right because you're always going to have carbon wheels. You're always going to have black carbon wheels. You're always pretty much always going to have black rubber on your hoods. Like there's always going to be other black stuff that it coordinates with. So there's sort of two ways to do it. You can either have like a black kit or a black frame or both. I honestly like the murdered out look. So you just can't go wrong with that. I also the automatic kit is I think it's a really good classic look with just like the solid bar. It kind of harkens back to like the Eddie Merckx style formatting of the jersey. I like that there's not a ton of sponsors all over it like a an Italian U23 team or something. Butcher Box is good too. I liked Butcher Box last year better than this year though. That Butcher Box kit is good. I would say they would be like wide angle podium, but maybe not top. So the podium is, I'm going to say, is good guys, automatic, CS Velo with the Amino Rip kit. So Owen Schott, who's in this race for Amino Rip, I raced with him at Twilight. I think I raced with him at Hammerfest too. Um, got a real good look at the Amino Rip kit up close, trying to stick those wheels. And I think the Amino Rip kit looks pretty good. And ooh, here's a dark horse. Here's a crazy dark horse because we haven't seen them at the front a ton. Space City Devo. They got like a galaxy looking kit. Oh, that's Owen Schott was third on that lap. So speak of the devil. He was super aggressive in my race at Athens Twilight, and he was really mad that that everyone else didn't want to go on a breakaway with him. Yeah, Masters national champion. He's an aggressive rider, strong rider. So he raced is that what you were gonna say? Is that what you're gonna say, Saeed? That the Space City kit might be the best one? Where is this race, and have you ever raced it? This is Winston Salem, Winston Salem's North Carolina, right? I believe so. I have not done this one. This is on my long list though. I like how crazy this course is. So this course is like a lot of undulation, a lot of like short, sharp kicks. Um, okay, what would you say though, Saeed? Is that what what would your you're saying my take is spicy. What would your take be? What have I gotten wrong? Um, yeah, Rob, I have not done this one. I would like to though. I like this course a lot. It's a little bit longer of a lap than a lot of these. Looks like we got Sally from ButcherBox is riding really aggressive today. So someone who either is just a huge ButcherBox fan or connected to ButcherBox in some way has been in my comments on these videos talking about a big game about how ButcherBox is gonna get a win. ButcherBox is going for it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh, okay. This is a understandable, but this is a hot take. Um, I don't like the Legion kit this year. I think Legion's kit pre Zwift was good and classy, and I think Zwift has made them like ham fisted in there. Those little orange like breaking through things. All right, let's see who's in this. We got Connor Sally, Danny Estevez in this break. That's a big gap. Good guys might have somebody in this. Very interesting. That's a move that could go. This is, like I said, this is a course where a breakaway. I think I said like seven. I think I said 6 to 9 or something. But let's see how many we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders here. Ooh, yeah, good guys rider in there. I believe his name is also Connor. Yeah, Rob, this is kind of my kind of course. Something that's really punchy. I think the only thing this course is missing for me is some really tight turns that kind of pinch down and make you slow down. Um, it's really just Saeed. It's really just the combo of the blue and the orange. Maybe this is like a knee jerk reaction to being from uh, being from Alabama and seeing Auburn stuff all the time. But the orange blue combo, I just don't love it. Sally is going to drive this for sure. So I think everybody in that break is going to commit to this. Owen Schott certainly wants a breakaway. Having chased down breakaways from him recently, the dude wants a breakaway. He is willing to work, and he has not seen the front this season. This is, like I said, last chance saloon for Amino Rip. Haven't seen them at the front very much. Um, let's see. So CS Velo rider Sean Berger there, somebody we have not seen at the front this year. Let's see who we got. Connor. I'm looking at the let's see. Looking at the start list here. Let you guys see what I'm seeing. I'm just looking down the start list to see that's not Connor Mullerby. It is who have we got from good guys? Not Lucas Strain, not Michael Tan. Looking for the good guys writer. Maybe he's not. Maybe he registered late. This was the preliminary prelim start list or whatever. I'm trying to see who this good guys writer is. Oh well. Next points lap is going to be dead center of this race. So it should be in 14 minutes, give or take. This race is an hour and 15 minutes long, which is, I should talk about the duration of these and the how that's affecting it, but I will do that after this. So race is going to be hour and 15 minutes long. So I guess we're, yikes, you're making me do lap. Making me do math. 37 minutes. Yeah, so Dalton is going to be committing to this breakaway hard. Dalton is the one who is in fourth. Wow. Okay, Gibbons is trying to bridge across. Woo. All right. So you say Estevez there is a problem because he's such a good sprinter and these guys don't want to tow him around. I think for all these guys, they're just gonna woo. This could be the move. There is a good chance. So there's good representation up the road. I don't see who's left in the field that doesn't have a reason to chase. Um, Automatic just sat someone on the front of the field. This is a good tactic. Automatic set a rider on the front of the field, Dalton Collins, to make that gap smaller. Once it got small enough, Thomas Gibbons shot across. They made it. There they are. See who we got. I think we may get a yep. Yeah, that's all the big ones are represented there. I think maybe Cliff Bar doesn't have anybody there. So, yep, Ama got there. That's honestly though, this is the only race where a Legion rider making the breakaway sort of doesn't matter because like normally if Legion makes the breakaway, they're not going to pull, so that would be a good that would be good if you're in the breakaway and you want it to go and you got a Legion rider there with you, even if they're just sitting on, that's good news for you. We got 8 unofficially in the break. Sorry, y'all, I'm eating a date. So, Cormac Daly. Oh, Hernandez is there. Gibbons is there. Connor Sally is there. Danny Estevez is there. I don't know why Nashville would be on the front right now. Nashville, you're in a breakaway for the first time this year. Unless you're setting a false tempo, you let that go. For if you're Nashville right now, this is like best case scenario for you. Your best placed rider who's fourth on the so Nashville has a chance right now to put someone on the best young rider. Let's look at those points. I'm going to pull up the best young rider. Let you guys look at what I'm looking at. Best young rider Jeremiah Stoller is third in that competition. Dalton Collins from Automatic is not in this. Dalton just did the work to make that gap smaller so that Thomas Gibbons could launch across it. So that's only a 19-point gap there. Really good chance if this breakaway goes, even if Jeremiah Stoller does not have a particularly good finish, really good chance that he jumps up onto that podium for the best young rider, which honestly for Nashville local, for a first year D1 team, honestly kind of a local team, a team that I've raced against a lot, that would be a great result for them. So that's a story. Things are happening. Lance Abshire from Space City Devo sitting in fifth there. Good good cross rider. If Connor sprints, he'll go early. Yep. So Best Buddy's got 2 in this move. So still these guys are kind of up against it with Best Buddies having to little splits in the breakaway here. I don't think this was plan A for CS Velo. I think CS Velo really wants a sprint. I know they feel Alan Schroeder from CS Velo is on the Criterium Nation podcast, which I'm not affiliated with in any way, but really good podcast. I recommend if you're enjoying watching me, go listen to that podcast. Really good. Yeah, there are a lot of good sprinters in this group. So I think this is going to make for a really interesting, like I said, this is going to be an interesting race just because Legion is not here. These guys are going to be going. Thank you. I I think part of that is like I think Frankie does a good job. I'm not trying to usurp Frankie. I just like have raced with some of these guys, some have raced some of these courses. So I have like a different perspective, and people know me from, I don't know. I'm really just watching it like as a fan, and trying to approach it from that perspective, I guess, and sort of like tie the my coverage of my own races to these. So like when I put out my Athens Twilight video, you will see Owen Schott, who is in the breakaway right now, racing against me, and you'll see my power numbers. You'll see, my heart rate. You kind of have a sense of, it kind of like brings this world together. At least that's what I'm hoping, is to like lend some perspective to like uh the realism of what's going on here, like what it's really like. Man, yeah, really good job from Automatic there. Awesome. Dalton Collins sitting on the front, bringing that gap down. Yeah, gap is huge now. Ooh, all right. Primal Audi Denver trying to send somebody. That is okay. Oliver. I bet I've raced Oliver at some point and I don't know it. There were some Butcher Box riders. I did the Georgia, not Georgia games, the Tour of North Georgia, TNGA. I did one of the road races, the hilly road race at TNGA last year, and I remember there being at least one, maybe two Butcher Box riders. I think Olivia Ray was there for Butcher Box and the women's. She's on Rally now, but yeah, pretty sure I've raced with that guy. That's the point sprint. Sally. So Hernandez, Insect, Sally, Daily, Shot. Cyrus Piro going across here for Primal Audi Denver. They're one of the only teams with nobody up there. Cliff Bar doesn't have anybody up there either, do they? So I mentioned this in another stream, but a lot of people were talking about Cliff Bar potentially ending their sponsorship for next year. I think that's only for the off-road team that's primarily like a women's cross-country mountain biking team. I think that team is ending. I think the crit team is continuing on, although I know I think probably like Pete Morris from I think Pete Morris from the Trainer Road podcast might not be on next year. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Man, dropping a couple frames here. Come on, bandwidth. Yeah, there we go. That's a good bandwidth. I did not do the Georgia Games road race champion this year, or I would have raced Oliver Flout there though. Okay, never got this. Just because you're in the break, why would you base your whole strategy on that? And why do other teams work for you? Rob, do you mean like why would you? Oh, why does your team not pull it back? Um, so you really just got to bet on your rider in the breakaway. That's the advantage to having someone in the breakaway, is that you don't have to chase. So then if the breakaway does come back, you are, hopefully you've been riding smart and you're much fresher. So that's 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 the thinking. And 1 in 11 is a lot better than whatever 6 in 100, or your chance of landing someone in the big points in the top 10 is probably much better. And here's the thing, if you do want to be do if you just accept our team is going to do the work on the front of the peloton and that's fine, then you're not going to put somebody in the break. Then you say like, don't waste your money don't wait your money, your tickets, your matches getting into the break because we're just going to bring it back. So that is the strategy of some teams. I mean, that does happen. So let's see. Going back to these. So here's something interesting that has happened. Butcher Box has moved into the overall team leader. If you've been following crit racing, if you've seen again American Crit, the Butcher Box documentary thing from a few years ago, Butcher Box is kind of built for the team competition. Winning the team competition is a big deal for them. So yeah, no problem, Rob. Good question. And I mean, sometimes you do see that. You see a team, they get a rider in the breakaway and they're still sort of contributing to the work a little bit. But really, sometimes getting a rider in the early break is not about you believing that your rider is going to win from that breakaway. You believe the breakaway is going to come back, but you want someone else to do that work. And the thinking is once they have done that work, they're going to be a little bit more burned out, and you've maybe just sort of your team's if it was a video game, like your strength meter is a little higher and theirs has kind of been brought down a little bit. So, I mean, they always say like if you want to win the race, you got to be willing to lose the race. That's really what it is. If you've got somebody in the breakaway and like other teams are looking at you to chase and you're saying like you got to really like I'm not doing it. Ooh, my pick from the break, it's going to be Best Buddies. I mean, can't can't bet against Best Buddies in this breakaway. They got two. Yeah, Rob, like a sacrificial lamb. And then sort of on the off chance that the breakaway does go away, you got somebody there, so you're still covered basically. That's the idea of sending guys in that early breakaway. And it's sort of becomes a thing where the less people want to go into the early breakaway, the more motivated riders who don't have a good chance at the end are going to get into that breakaway. So like you would say like why would anyone get into the early breakaway on a course that really favors a sprint, like a really wide, really flat fast course? It's because you are not a sprinter. So like my chances in the sprint are slim to none. So I'm going to go in that early breakaway because on the off chance that there's a crash, the big team stops chasing for some reason. There's all kinds of reasons, and I think the inverse of that is why you see so many like pure sprinters in the breakaway right now. This is not a sprinter's course. This course has a lot of undulations and it's not a great course for a bigger guy. So it's probably not a course that is going to favor the pure sprinters. So these pure sprinters are saying, if I can sprint from a reduced group, if I can sprint from this smaller breakaway group, my chances are going up a little bit. So that's kind of the tactic that's going on here. Um, Suppose if your guy in the break is strong, then the break will make them work. If they are weak, they'll allow them not to work. Exactly. So that's the other thing is like you've got to know that if your guy in the breakaway is not the strongest guy there, if he's smart, if you believe in him, he's going to be willing to just sit on the back of that breakaway and not pull through as much. And hopefully, hopefully for you, him doing that, him sitting on the back and not doing that work, hopefully for you, um, he's going to sort of do the cross his arms and not do the work in the breakaway, and that's going to bring the break back. And that's really the tactic that Legion was playing in Athens. Oh, is the stream looking okay too? I see I'm messing with a few things over here, but let me know. Um, that was the tactic that Legion was playing in Athens, though. I think once they realized that course was so technical, big hill, a lot of reasons they couldn't just put their engines on the front and just do it. They started putting guys in the break because they wanted a sprint for Ty Magner. and they wanted to set up Ty, so they started putting guys in the break, and then they would have guys in the break, and those guys would just sit on the back pretty much, or they would have three guys in the break and have two sit on the back, and the it's sort of it's cool. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate it. I'm a I will say the thing about live streaming, it's so hard because you are live, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing on my end. I'm not seeing and hearing what you guys are seeing and hearing. So, ugh, my bit rate is all over the map right now. I'm gonna turn off the internet on my phone. See if I can. Supposed to have faster internet in this new pain cave. It's been kind of all over the map though. Anyway, speaking of this new pain cave and videos I've made here, have you guys ooh, we got action here. We got action at the front. The guys in the breakaway, I'm going to get back to this race. Oh no. Yeah, Rob, please throw questions my way. That's what I'm here for, to talk about this stuff. This is honestly like what I do when I'm at the races. I normally end up talking to strangers about how the race works, So we got 9 riders in this breakaway. Apparently somebody, their transponder isn't reading or something. So thought it was 8 in the break. There's somebody who's maybe not tripping the sensors, not showing up. They're going to have to be hand scored. Hopefully somebody's paying attention enough to do that. But so I think this break is big enough that late in the race, probably within 10 to go, so sometime between, I'm going to say between 8 to go and 4 to go, we're going to start seeing attacks from this breakaway group. I think we're going to see some guys who, because there are good sprinters in this group, I think we're going to see some of the guys who know they can't go toe-to-toe with Gibbons, know they can't go toe-to-toe with Hernandez, going for the sprint and or going for a breakaway so that they don't have to sprint with those guys. This is a huge ride for good guys, though. We have not seen them in a successful breakaway all season, so kudos to them for sure. That's pretty awesome. Oh, okay. Oliver Flott is the rider who, I'm hearing this on the commentary now. I pointed it out at the beginning. He had a mechanical at the beginning. Went back into the pit. Let's see what we got. Shot. JP Prim. I've raced JP a good bit this season. I think he won the field sprint if you go back and watch my Sunny King video. So there's a lot of crossover between the Cat 1-2 races and the D1 races. A lot of guys kind of bounce back and forth. Speaking of which, one guy that I've talked about a lot this season that I think is one of the most underrated riders in America, Clever Martinez. Clever Martinez from Rockland Racing. He's been doing some of the D1 races, but I think like I said, I think we're going to see some attacks going, especially Butcherbox would be smart to start doing some attacks right now. Hopefully they will. Hopefully we'll see that. Woo! All right, Oliver. No, that's Connor. I think that might be Connor. Nope. Yeah, that's Connor Sally. So what I was gonna say is Oliver, who is he's on one of the neutral service bikes. He is not on team bike. He's on one of the specialized delay neutral service bikes. I pointed out at the beginning. No, Clever is actually not in this race. I don't think Clever is. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked all over the place here. Clever actually did the 1-2 race earlier and was second in the Pro 1-2 race. He is one of the only guys who was able to infiltrate that Legion train, and he was second or third at the Crybaby Hill, like the day of Tulsa that everybody knows. Woo! Big gap here. This is awesome. Yeah. So that's Solly up the road. Oliver Flott is in this in this group, and he is on a neutral service bike, a Specialized Delay red neutral service bike. So he had some kind of mechanical on that first lap, got into the pit early. You could see him dangling off the back. I pointed it out at the start that right off the gun, he put his hand up and had some kind of so yeah, Alma has a really good kick. Um I'm not forgetting him. I guess I just don't I haven't seen him go head to head with guys of this caliber. So like maybe this is his statement race, to borrow a term from the Crosshairs radio podcast. This might be his statement race. Oh, clever at Spartanburg. Clever beat Legion. So I actually only watched. I didn't watch the D1 race. I only watched my race. I didn't do Spartanburg. When I say my race, I mean the 1-2. Yeah, Connor. I'm behind Connor right now. This would be sick. I would love to see him get a win. And this would back up what was being said in my comments that I'm not giving ButcherBox enough credit. Uh, do it. I would love to see ButcherBox get a win here and shut me up. That would be awesome. Um, yeah, I only watched the Pro 1-2 race, not the D1 race or whatever. I only watched the race I would have been doing at Spartanburg because local rider Riley won the race. He's just got on Hincappy, the Hincappy Devo team. So that's who I'm throwing down with at Tuesday Worlds here in Birmingham on a weekly basis. Want to see Connor's gap here. I would love a graphic with a time gap, but I'm just counting it out. Looks like we got about. I'm counting this gap. 41 seconds. Whoa. So we were talking about tactics a little bit earlier, Rob. The thing about Solly doing this is, as he is off the front here, he has a teammate in that breakaway group with Oliver. Oliver in that breakaway can do no work right now. Like Oliver has full license to just sit on the back of that breakaway and not do anything. So, oh man, dude, Jimmy, I've done some dark races this year. I have a video from the Alabama. It was the Mobile Cycling Classic 3 race series, but the Twilight race there, my video from about 20 minutes in just becomes a square or a black rectangle with power metrics on it. And then we go through a light and it just flashes every now and then. They did a good job of lighting the course in Birmingham, I gotta say. Um, yeah, Spartanburg was really dark. I think part of the problem here is just they had really good. I think some of the races have put up a little bit more budget. So like your Tulsa Tough, I'm not sure if that's because they had 3 races being covered that weekend, so it was a little bit easier to invest in getting more equipment there, or if Tulsa Tough just has a bigger budget, so they put a little additional, something in toward the production. And then some of these that are a little bit smaller or more like medium size USA Crits Race don't have that same budget. But I think some of it is just the total number of cameras on course being lower. Sally, I said we were going to see some attacks. I did not think we were going to see a solo attack like this. But in the women's race, forgive me, I just barely caught the end of it. I forget who it was, but the DNA team, Pink Kits, had a rider. I was setting up all my screens for the stream and stuff during that women's race, but they had a solo breakaway rider hold it for 12 laps. So let's see if we can see if Connor can do it for what did he went off with like 13? He might be besting 13 14 to go. That would be one upping the solo break from the women's race. So here's another thing: is I wonder if the guys back in the field. Sometimes when a move like this goes, if you're back in the field, like, oh, I have someone in the breakaway, so I'm not going to chase. Getting back to what we were talking about a minute ago, you might know I have someone in the breakaway, so I'm not going to chase. And depending on whether you're a team that's using radios, depending on what you're seeing, if there's a jumbotron on the side of the race, you may not know that Solly has gone clear from that break. We got Owen here. Owen shot. I was saying that Owen shot he's gonna do work. Um wow, it is really close in the yeah, so if you're in the third group on the road, what is now the peloton, you might actually want to start chasing when a move like Solly goes away, because you technically no longer have someone in contention for the win. And really, I think it's going to have to be Best Buddies. It's going to do it right here. I think like Gibbons wants a sprint, but he knows that he can't pull the Best Buddies guys to the line or they're going to smoke him. Same with Ama. I think Ama probably wants a sprint, but he doesn't want to contribute more than Best Buddies is contributing in that second group. So that really just leaves Best Buddies, who's gonna. I mean, I think Owen shot just because he just loves to ride. He just loves to ride steady. He loves to ride hard. Again, having having chased him down and ridden in a group with him pretty recently, the dude wants to just put his head down and grind. So sorry, I'm popping these dates. I did that big ride that Saeed was talking about. I guess you saw it on my Instagram or on my Strava. I'm so hungry. My fiance has a pizza out there, but I'm not gonna eat a bunch of pizza on the stream. I'm gonna get into that. So snacking a little bit to hold me over. Um, let me fly this. So here we go. Hernandez. I said they're gonna have to. Whoa! That is Ben Wolf from Best Buddies joining the group. Here we go. Yeah, Saeed. These are the Aldi brand dates. Aldi pitted dates. Good stuff. 9 laps to go. Things are getting aggressive. Ben Wolf from Best Buddies just bridged to that group. So Best Buddies now with 3. The gap got a little bit stronger here. Forgot what I was going to talk about here. So that's the team standings overall now. So that gray column is the team standing overall. So really tight race between ButcherBox and Best Buddies. So everybody wants to win the race individually right now, but I wonder how much of getting more people into that second group on the road there is Best Buddies realizing that they can, I don't want to say easily, but they can definitely, they're within 5 points, which is an extremely small gap in the team competition, because every rider on your team is scoring points in the team competition. And first place is worth 200 points. It's like 200, 170. I can go back to that actually. Give me 1 second. We'll look at the point structure. So oh, Clever is guest riding tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, Clever, I was wondering why Clever did he did the 1-2 race today. That would be okay, someone was asking what could happen that would maybe dethrone Legion next year or like change the dynamic. Butcherbox scooping up some more of those top tier riders. That's a thing that would do it. Also, the length of the races. So I think longer races would also change that. We got Gleason and Harris trying to bridge across now. So it looks like the field has actually gotten pretty close to the break. They've gotten within striking distance, and when that gap gets down to less than maybe 30 seconds, individual guys start thinking, I could maybe get across that, and like rather than just sit in this group and wait, I'm gonna give it a go. So that is that's where we're at right now. Let's see. Point structure. Here we go. Point structure. So you get 50 points for starting. You get 1 point per lap that you lead, and those go into the lap leader competition and the overall. The sprint points are 5 places deep, so we're going to have a sprint with 5 to go here. We're on 7 to go. When we hit 5 to go, we're going to have another point sprint. And those points will be 10, 7, 5, 3, 2. We're going to hit that 5 lap to go sprint here in a second. And then the individual points, first is 200, second is 190, third is 180, fourth is 175, and then it goes down by 5s all the way down to 10th, and then from 10th the jumps are smaller. So with that said, this team overall is on the line right now, and I think part of what we're seeing between Best Buddies and ButcherBox is they're both trying to get a win on the day, but they're also both trying to secure that overall. It's truly anybody's ball game with 5 points separating. So like literally one of these point sprints. So this point sprint that's coming up could decide the competition with the gap being that narrow. Solly's still looking good off the front. And these attacks from the group behind are probably actually helping him. So these two guys, that was the two that were just coming into the shot before we cut away, Will Gleason and someone else, those two are trying to drive across. Yeah, Connor Solly, huge gap here. This is a powerhouse ride. Um, yeah, Solly, I think he was hoping for more this year for sure. And this is that last chance saloon effect I was talking about earlier. This is the race where like, if you missed out the rest of the year, this is empty the tank, throw your cards on the table. Why not? Like chunk that Hail Mary, and it looks like he chunked the Hail Mary and he's going to catch it in the end zone. I think this group behind, let's see who we got here. We got Ben Wolf, Michael Hernandez, Movenzadah, Gibbons, Shot. So the big thing here is that ButcherBox has someone in this group, and they got a guy up the road. Best Buddies has 3 in this group, so Best Buddies, everyone else in this group is really going to make Best Buddies do the work. If you are anyone else in that chase group, I think you're probably going to try and make Best Buddies burn at least 2 guys to bring this back. Because really, any of those Best Buddies riders could win if this group comes to the line. So to what Rob was talking about earlier, you really want to force them to do some work. You can kind of see from this shot that like coming out of that turn up there, kind of downhill, kind of uphill through this start finish. So I'm going to start thinking about this finish. It's not a huge distance from that last turn to the line, probably 250, 300 meters, but that downhill coming out of the corner, I'm going to say you're probably going to want to be second or third out of that corner to win the sprint, out of the last corner. Because of that downhill, the speed is going to get really high, and the faster the overall speed gets, the more wind resistance is hitting you. So basically, you're going to come down that hill, speed is going to go way up, wind resistance for the guy on the front is going to be very high, and right at the point where maybe your speed is starting to flag a little bit, you're going to hit that uphill. You hit that uphill, someone from behind who's been in the draft the whole time is going to be able to just pop around. So basically, like from where the crosswalk where you see people kind of leaning out and looking across there, I think from there to the line is where you're going to see somebody maybe pop out and come around. Ted, you think Wolf can do it all alone? It looks like we just got Wolf and Hernandez trading points on the front there. All right, there's the 5 to go. 10 points for Sally on that sprint. So he's stacking them for Butcher Box. So good to know. The 5 to go sprint is across the line at the top of 5 to go rather than at the end of the 5 to go lap. So it did sneak up on me one lap there. Looks like we got a decent number of spectators for a slightly random race here. So they're going to try and work for Best Buddies is going to try and work for Hernandez here. So I keep thinking it's Spencer Movenzadah. Sorry, I'm listening here, trying to glean what I can glean. Whew, okay, 21 seconds. That's what I was looking for. We got 21 seconds from Sally to the group behind. He's got 5 to go. I haven't timed a lap yet, but it seems like we're running about 2-minute lap. It's kind of a long lap, so 5 to go is not as short as it would be on another course. Oh, off the front, you're thinking about aero position so much. I mean, Solly, look at how low Solly is. Like his head is in front of his body there. His back is totally flat, and he's basically going from the drops on the uphill. When he gets a higher speed, he's periodically switching to that almost TT position that's become more popular, where you've kind of got your forearms resting on the tops and you're grabbing the hoods like this. Gap is coming down 14 seconds. I don't know if I'm maybe blocking it, but 14 seconds is the time gap there. But yeah, Rob, if you're off the front, especially if you're off the front solo, you basically just go into time trial mode. So you're really thinking about your aero position. Two guys trying to go across here. Looks like the field is not super motivated. This guy, yeah, Ruben Campagnoni on the front there, on the front of the big group from Best Buddies. He has no incentive to chase. So if they're going to let him go to the front, he's going to go to the front and soft pedal basically because he wants them to stay away. That's his job as a teammate. Like you hear about blocking sometimes. Blocking is not really a thing. People will go around you if they want to go around you. And if any team is truly like fanning out across the road, that's BS. You should not do that, and people would call you out and push you off the road if they wanted to. But setting a false tempo is a thing. If everyone is kind of looking at each other for somebody to take a pull, it's totally within the realm of that gap is looking short. Totally within the realm of possibility for you to go to the front and just sort of pedal easy and just say, like, as long as you guys are going to let me do this, I'll pedal easy and let that gap go out. I want to see. So, okay. I don't think they're going to let Oliver disrupt. I think Best Buddies is too good here. They're not going to let. So, what I was just talking about, setting the. They've cut that gap down. You were right, Ted. Best Buddies is cutting that gap down. I said they were going to have to. They're the only ones who have the motivation and have the numbers at the front. So here, this is what I want to see. This is the interesting thing. When they make contact with Sally, I would say I think it's a win at this point. When they make contact with Sally, will Oliver go? Oliver with the counterattack. They made the catch to Sally. So this is why, Rob. Solly, that was a very long shot move. That allowed Oliver Flott to just sit in the group that whole time. He's fresh. He's going, and he's spending his tickets here. So maybe he can split this group. It looks like the good guys riders got a little gap going out in front of him. Woo! This is good racing. I knew this was gonna be like maybe a more animated race a little bit because of the lack of the Legion 8 squad, but Legion might still win it here with Insec. This is a good sprint for Insec, being a guy who has a good kick, but he's not a huge rider. Yep. Yeah, I think it's time for so Flawed is caught. Good good move there by Flawed. Yeah, I think Ted, you're correct there. I would say that Wolf is best buddies equivalent of Ty Magner. Like I feel like because Wolf is not the guy on that team, people don't know how good he is. And I feel like because Ty is not the guy on Legion, people don't know how good he is. But those are both guys who like are fully capable of winning these races in their own right. I would love to see. This is my heart pick, not my head pick here, but I know that Gibbons has had a tough year mentally. He's been battling a lot of personal demons. He's made some posts about how he's really been having trouble this year. He wants a race. He wants a win super bad. He's a sprinter who made the breakaway here. Great tactics using his teammate to make that gap smaller and jumping across. He's been second twice this year. I would love to see I would love to see a win from Gibbons. And then I would love to see the video from the wide angle podium project, the Hot Lap Summer project that's documenting that. Woo! All right, Hernandez with a little gap. Interesting. They're going to make somebody else chase. So now this is the question, who's going to do it? So this is the point where Best Buddies is not doing the Legion thing of trying to do a lead out. They are just attack, counter attack, and forcing everyone else to chase. Yeah, Hernandez. So it looks like if we got Flout chasing or we got Sally chasing. Gibbons isn't going to do it. Gibbons is sitting up. Gibbons is going to live and die by this group. So Gibbons is racing. It looks like he's racing more to protect his overall leader's jersey than he is to go for the win. I think he also knows if he does the work here, there are plenty of other sprinters he would be dragging back up. Woo! Hernandez. This is a good move by Butcherbox. Hernandez won Speed Week overall. Hasn't won a race this season. Been super consistent. Winning the best young rider competition. I would also love to see I would love to see a team other than Best Buddies or Legion get a win, but I don't know if we're gonna see it. Gibbons is going. I'm whew. Sorry y'all, I'm so excited. This is a good race. It's tough to see, but it's good racing. Gibbons is gonna get there. Gibbons is close. He's so close. Gibbons and Insec are gonna make question. It's one to go. One to go, Rob. Over my head. Estevez has lost contact. Owen Schott has lost contact. Gibbons is going to make contact. Insec may have this. Ooh, that's a big gap. Here we go. Here we go. Insec. Gibbons is back on the wheel. Oh, heartbreak. Oh my God. Legion against all odds. I can't believe they caught Hernandez. Amazing ride by Gibbons. Gibbons wins the MVP of the race, maybe MVP of the season. I mean, the 3 second places is heartbreaking. I hate to see it. I hope. I mean, you did call it. Good call. And hey, statement race from Ama. Maybe Ama gets the call up to the main squad next year. It seems like as a development rider, you go toe to toe with these guys and you win. You have developed. Yeah, I wasn't doubting Insec. I just hadn't seen him do it yet. So, he had to prove that he could do it, and he has proved it. Man, amazing. Connor Sally. Connor Sally might be most combative rider for sure. Maybe they should do a most combative. Let's see who gets the field sprint from the field. Let's see if Movenzadah. Looks like we got Butcherbox. Butcherbox, CS Velo, Muller V. Let's see what we got. My chat window's in the way. Gibbons, Estevez, Owen shot in 7th. Good result from him. Solly in 9th. Good result from him with that huge move. Seeing if we got any TJ Kilea. Good ride from that dude. Raced with him a lot in the Southeast. I was in a break with him at I might have been in the way. I was in a break with him at Dalton, Georgia Criterium this year. Good rider. Yeah, David, the season of Legion Dominance. Woo! All right, y'all. That's it for USA Crits this season. Seems like they may be streaming the international crit race tomorrow, which I think we got some different teams competing. Maybe I'll try that out. I need to get so I've been moving houses, trying to get ready for cyclocross season, but I got a bunch of content for my own personal racing left over. Hey, subscribe to the channel. If you're enjoying this content and stuff, subscribe to the channel. I don't know if I've gotten over 2,000 during this race, but yeah, Rob. Yeah, see, I was doing that too. I was moving my chat all over the place during that. Let's go to this view while I talk a little bit. All weird now. Just put me there. I've moved everything around a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if I got over 2,000 subscribers yet. I'm not looking at my YouTube subscriber count, but appreciate it. Sweet. Thanks for stopping by, Steven. And I will have my race. I think I got really good footage and really good. It was a really fun race at Athens Twilight for my personal race. If you want to see Owen Shot, who was in the top 10 there, me racing against him, that will be out as soon as I can get it edited down. I've got about 30 minutes worth of the 45-minute commentary done for that race, but that was really good footage. I've got a video about cornering that I'm going to put out, and I want to do a video really digging into the tactics Legion used this season, how unique they are, and how they were able to dominate. And I'm going to have more Zwift content if you're a Zwift head. I do a lot of live Zwift racing on this channel, and I do a lot of the live stuff on Twitch, and then I'll break them down over here on YouTube normally and add a little bit more context. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, especially people I know IRL stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. See you guys later. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see if I got free time. I don't know. I'm going to Furnace Fest tomorrow. I'm gonna see some hardcore and piebald, hot water music, comeback kid. Gonna see some early 2000s favorites tomorrow. So I don't know. Maybe I'll stream that race before. Keep your eyes peeled. Either way.